Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on April the 21st, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So in terms of news that's coming up here, we do have retail sales numbers here for Australia. If it is not as good as expected, we are likely to see a decline. So the monthly retail sales numbers should have gone up. But if it doesn't, if it drops, then that would be a negative, that will have a negative impact on Australian dollar. Coming up on Wednesday here, Bank of Canada monetary policy statement. Actually, before that, we have CPI numbers. The numbers came in good here. The employment numbers came in positive. The average earnings went down. But the number of claimants and unemployment number, everything came out, it was, well, mixed actually, because of the employment numbers were not, the unemployment went up, which is a little concerning. So CPI numbers here, CPI, which is our inflation number. The problem right now, inflation numbers will become important here, or are becoming important, because the concern is that with all the central bankers or banks easing the monetary policy, the cost of goods for everything will go up. We are seeing that with we are seeing it with the real estate market, but across the board, stuff will start going up. And that is the main concern with the CPI numbers. If the inflation keeps ticking up, overall, everything will become too expensive. And this is why, and that will force the central banks to into raising rates and tightening the monetary policy. And this is a concern that everybody has about the CPI here. So we'll watch it. If the numbers are, if the difference isn't too much, that will be fine. If, let's say, the number comes in much higher than expected, that will have a negative impact on the pound here. Then we also have Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking. Again, the central banks, anytime there's a central bank is speaking, it is important. But the most important thing here would be, are they, if they provide forward guidance, only if they change stuff. If they don't change stuff, then it's not a problem. And then we have monthly CPI and CPI numbers here from Canada. The most important thing here for Canada will be the Bank of Canada rate statement. And with the real estate values going up a lot, this is a concern that they will have. So right now, they're not looking at changing monetary policy. They're going to keep the interest rates low, but they're looking at other things in order to calm the market down a bit, the real estate market. So we'll see. If anything points to them wanting to tighten the monetary policy, or even thinking about tightening the monetary policy, that will have a positive impact on Canadian dollar. But if they keep everything the same, that should be neutral here. And that's it in terms of the main news. So let's go to our charts here. We'll start off with euro dollar here. All right, so US dollar went up, went down, went up, and now with the euro dollar here, we have a doji here. So this shows big rejection. It went pretty much into our target there, slightly lower, 1 pip off of the target that we had. And then we saw that retreat. So this shows rejection of this level here. So bias here is bearish. I'm looking for price to come back down towards 1.1990. So looking for a drop here. So bearish bias, and then should it continue, we will look for a move lower towards 1.1940. So bias here is bearish for euro dollar. Pound dollar here, this one as well, we had talked about the important support resistance level where pound was at. It wasn't able to go through it. We have a red candle close, so bearish candle close here. Just keep in mind, it is into support, so we do need to see a break here, but bias is bearish, and we're looking for a drop here. So bearish bias for pound dollar. And in terms of our target here, we are looking at 1.3820. So bearish bias for pound dollar as well. Aussie dollar, again, went right into that target here. and we have a decline, big rejection here, big pin bar. So looking for price to drop further here. First target is just the base here. So just keep in mind, again, we are into support. So this is where price has been stuck for the last few days. Now we need to see a break through this for a continuation here. So that's the type of move I would be expecting. Bias is bearish here, and first target is 0.7665 and then 0.7630. So bearish bias for Aussie dollar as well. New Zealand dollar, nice pin bar here. This is also looking bearish. Again, went pretty much into the target here and then few pips off of it and then dropped. So nice bearish pin bar here, looking for a drop towards 0.7120. So bias is bearish, and then second target 0.7065. So bearish bias here for New Zealand dollar as well. All right, let's take a look at our commodities, starting off with silver here. Silver looking a bit bearish here. So we see that price is holding here below this trend line. So we have a downward trend line. Now it has been stuck here. So we have a bit of a triangle. We need to see a break for it to continue here. So bearish bias for the time being. The first target here is 20, actually, so the first target here is 25.28 and potentially into 25.20 and then back into 24.65 here. So bearish bias for silver. Gold here, gold has a bullish candle close, but I'm still neutral on this one here. It's stuck in a very narrow range at this point. So what could happen with this one is it could go through and then turn around. But once it goes through the support, then we are looking for a move lower. So right now, I'm just neutral. I'm not bullish on this one, just neutral bias for now for gold. Oil here dropping, and this is what causing the Canadian dollar to drop as well. So bearish bias here. Price has finally broken through that support level and it is into support. So again, we need to see a breakthrough here for a continuation. But first target is 61.50 and 60.30. So bearish bias for oil. Copper as well went higher. And now we have a bearish pin bar. So looking for a move back down towards the support level at 4.11. Only if it goes through this, then we will look for a continuation. It could become, it could go sideways here. It could consolidate here and something like this. Okay, so watch out for that. Bias is bearish for copper. Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is at an interesting place. It was into support here, tried to break through, couldn't, and now we have a bit of a bullish pin bar, but still neutral on this because price is into resistance here. And if it fails to break through, we could just see a turnaround. So watch out for this level here at 57,650 essentially. Only if it goes through that, then we will look for a continuation move higher towards 62,000. So until then, this is neutral. All right, a drop in our equities here. So bearish bias here, we have a nice bearish engulfing candle close here. So looking for a further move lower towards 40.80. So bearish bias here for S&P 500. Nasdaq, this one is also looking bearish here. So we may get a bit of a pullback, then looking for a drop towards 13,650. And then below that, 13,520. So bearish bias for Nasdaq. Dow Jones as well, first nice bearish candle close that we have seen. So looking for a follow through here to the downside. And here we are, 33,500. So bearish bias for for Dow Jones as well. DAX here, DAX also went through that support level and now we have a drop. It is into support here. So watch out for that. It does need to go through for a continuation, but bias is bearish here. First target is 15,000, then 14,860. So bearish bias for DAX as well. FTSE, quite a drop here, right into support. Again, be mindful of the support because this is where it has struggled before. So for it to continue, we need to see a breakthrough there, but bias is bearish. 6,800 is the first target. And below that, we're looking at 67.65. So bearish bias for FTSE. Last but not least here, Nikkei. Nikkei also looking bearish, quite a drop here. We have 28,290 is the first target. And then now keep in mind, this is a big support level here. Price has just failed here multiple times. Now we do have lower highs here being made with Nikkei, but this is still bearish. So I'm looking for a bit of a move here to the downside, 28,290, and then 28,000 is the second target. So bearish bias for Nikkei as well. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day. I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.